Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this concept about emotions. And it's this. There are no past or future emotions. So I'll explain that in a minute. So, relax your body, breathe, soften your body. Go loose. Keep doing that while you listen. Just know that you're okay. All this stuff you're going through is temporary. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a bright future. Right? So, there are no past or future emotions. What the heck am I talking about? Right? Sounds kind of an odd thing. And it's kind of true. You can't feel your emotions in the past, and you can't feel your emotions in the future. Right? You can feel your emotions about your past if you think about it in the present. You can feel your emotions about a hopeful or fearful future if you think about it now in the present. But if you do that, even if you're thinking about the past, the emotions that you conjure up by recalling that memory are right now emotions. Same thing holds for the future stuff. If you're thinking about a catastrophic, horrible future full of despair and suffering, you're not feeling those emotions in the future. You're feeling the emotions right now about a potential future. And so, I just really want to emphasize that anytime you're feeling emotions, they're right now. So I don't think we have to go dig up stuff from the past, because all that's doing is it's conjuring up old memories to recreate the emotions now. And I'm not sure how that teaches your brain that emotions are safe now, right? That's my concept. I don't know that we necessarily need to dig up the old traumas, dig up the old emotions, recreate them so we can reframe them, process them. I don't know what that looks like. I tried to do a lot of that stuff, and writing about my past just depressed me. Writing about my present, my personality, and all the things I wrote about just depressed me because all I was doing is focusing on the negative. And I got more of that, right? So what we focus on grows and magnifies. So I'm not a big fan of writing about the past. If you're going to do it once and learn the lesson from that past experience, right? Let's say you were bullied in school. Okay. Write about it once. But what's the lesson? After you write about the experience, what's the lesson? What did I learn from that? Well, the bully was probably beat up by his dad or was abused as a kid. And so he took it out on somebody weaker than him. And he was taught to be a bully because he was bullied. And so, it had nothing to do with me, right? Really, really important. The lesson is, I don't have to worry about bullies. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't that I was weak. It was just that this kid was taught to be a bully. That's just one example. But anytime you've got a past emotion that really comes up in the present, it's okay to feel it. Feel it deeply. Allow it. Experience the emotion. And I had a conversation today in the group coaching about the difference between feeling and expressing emotions. And I really like the word experiencing emotions, because we don't have to share our emotions with somebody else in order to experience them or feel them. Feeling emotions, kind of an inside job, that's for you. That's a gift to you. Sharing your emotions, expressing them, is when we kind of, in some cases, when we're really mad or upset with somebody, it's when we vomit our emotions on other people. And then there's a consequence to that. Sometimes it doesn't go well, and there's some blowback and some conflict that's created by sharing our emotions or expressing our emotions with other people. And then we go, oh, I should have never done that. Ooh, I'm never doing that again because that went horribly. And then we learn to repress even more. Right? We think there's only two choices: express our emotions with the people we're upset with, or shove it in the basement. There's a third choice in the middle. The privacy of your head, heart, home, car, bathroom, bedroom, wherever. Experience the emotion. Allow yourself to feel it. Whatever. Feel the emotion. Experience it. So that it can pass. So that it can pass. And if the emotion sticks with you for a long time, all day, whatever that may be, it's very likely that you're stuck in story mode, which means you're replaying the story of the thing that caused the emotion in the first place. And if you replay that story over and over and over again, you can stay in that emotion for a long time. So experience the emotion so it can pass. Usually happens pretty quickly when you allow yourself to feel the true, guttural, brutal truth of the emotion. Doesn't matter which emotion it is. Feel it so it can pass, and don't get stuck in the story. The reason we do this is because it teaches the brain that emotions are safe. How does that work? Because we're literally doing exposure therapy to emotions and showing the brain, I'm not afraid of emotions. Look, I'm experiencing them anytime they come up. We don't have to dig them up. We don't have to project them into the future. But anything that's coming up right now, allow yourself to experience it without judgment. You're not a bad person by getting mad at so-and-so. So experience it without judgment, but don't ruminate on the story. Just experience it so it can pass. And there are studies that when you experience an emotion or feel an emotion intensely, it starts to dissipate around 90 seconds, a minute and a half or so. So do it. We're teaching the brain that emotions do not need to trigger mind-body symptoms from a brain perceiving danger. We're basically teaching the brain emotions are not a danger. And when the brain sees that consistently, it's going to let them go. So about the past and the future, they don't actually exist. The only thing that exists is right now. So your past emotions don't exist. You can recall them and recreate the emotion now if you'd like, but it's not an old emotion. It's a new emotion about the past. So if the past is not haunting you on a regular basis, and you'll know if it is, if you're having flashbacks and you're behaving in such a way that's based on something that happened years or decades ago, it's not a problem. Why go dig it up? And even if you did dig it up, what do you do with it? Are you going to release it? How do you release that? And if you're going to do it, like I said in the beginning here, if you're going to look back at the past for something that is haunting you today, let's say a childhood trauma, it keeps on coming into your mind today and you're feeling those emotions today, reliving those traumas, fine. Write about it. Experience it once, but then ask yourself, what can I learn from that? It wasn't my fault. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. I was just a kid, innocent kid, in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the biggest lesson is it's not happening anymore. And so let's put those traumas down because they're no longer happening. And let's not project a less than ideal past into a prediction or expectation that our future is going to suck too. Don't predict the worst for yourself, folks. There's no guarantee a lousy past means a lousy future, because what you do today is going to determine where you end up somewhere down the line. So there is no past or future emotions. They're all right now. Allow yourself to experience that emotion. Feel it. Don't judge yourself for having it. You're not a bad person. You're human. Emotions are justified. So feel them. Experience them. So they can pass. Don't judge. And if you can, try not to ruminate on the story behind it. Somebody asked me, is it okay to feel the emotions they have about the symptoms or the pains? And I said, yeah, it is. Experience it without judging yourself. No, you're not screwing up recovery. Experience it. Allow it to pass, and then put it down. Don't ruminate on it. Because if you're feeling sad, angry, full of despair, whatever it is, all day long about your symptoms, you're ruminating on it. You're stuck on it. You're focused on it. You're fearing it. You're wallowing in it to a degree. And I don't say that in a judgmental way at all, because I did that for a long time. But try not to live in the emotion of the symptoms. Whatever the symptoms create emotionally, it's okay to feel them. But give yourself a time limit. All right, I did that already. Not going to stay in that emotion all day long. So I hope this makes sense. Just a little bit of a emotional discussion. There are no past or future emotions. They're always right now. So feel them right now, or as early as you can from when they occur or come up for you. So if you're in an environment where you can't exactly shed a tear because you're in a business meeting or a family holiday or something, we all take a bathroom break. So next time you're in the restroom, allow yourself to experience the emotions. Experience them so they can pass. Don't judge yourself, but don't ruminate. And if you do that consistently, you'll eventually teach the brain emotions are safe. They're supposed to be felt. It actually, if you think about it, it feels good to experience our emotions. Running from them doesn't make them go away. It makes them accumulate. Feeling them allows them to release. And that's the way it should be. So, going to wrap this up. I love you. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.